Hello everyone, my name is Jared Webler. You probably don't know me, but most of you have probably heard the story of the Grinch whose heart grew 3 sizes in one day, or the tale of Rudolph whose shiny nose led Santa's sleigh one foggy night. Or no matter how full of Christmas spirit the Griswolds were, nothing was more full than that shitter. Well, this holiday season I'm here to bring you a new story. A story of 2 men going brewery to brewery to find the best holiday beer. With the season of cheer comes some amazing beer, and it's time to find out what's on tap this holiday season.
Across the nation, people have turned the hobby of crafting beer into a lifestyle. Amazing breweries are only a few minutes away from your own home.
From nano to regional or micro to macro, the question you won't need to ask is what's on tap.
Our story begins as Erik and Cam traveled to the 7 levels of the candy cane forest up north, well, not that far up north, to a place called the North to try a beer infused with one of the elves' 4 main food groups.
Here at the North, trying your guys candy cane clouds. And we talked about this a little bit before. It's been getting hyped up, at least to me and Cam, as we've been talking with you guys and JR, and just trying to, putting candy cane, that peppermint in a beer, I wasn't sure. And then I had one on our 12 beers of Christmas that we've been doing, and I love it. I love the idea.
You like the peppermint?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see.
Oh, no.
This is our 3rd year doing this. It's evolved over a period of time. Now, we wanted to remind you of the true peppermint candy canes that you would get at grandmother's house on Christmas Eve. We're big Christmas marks. Well, for myself, I'm a huge Christmas mark. I love everything about it, even the bad parts about Christmas, the kitsch parts. So I wanted to try and capture that in the can. The first thing when you try this, it's prevalent. It tastes like a grandmother's candy.
It's there.
Oh yeah, I mean it's right away.
Holy shit, yeah.
Right in the nose.
We'll take a little sip.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
It tastes just like...
It opens up the senses real quick.
It's a lot of peppermint.
I think it tastes more like the circular ones, because I don't care what anybody says, it's a different taste than the candy
Sure,
cane.
let's go with that.
It tastes like the circular ones. That is, I mean, I don't even get anything else. It's just straight up peppermint.
I get a little something at the end.
It's smacking me in the face.
Maybe. But yeah, it's straight peppermint. Straight peppermint at first.
Yeah, it's definitely a little chocolatey. It's 9%. Last year we did one that was 5%. It was more of a lighter beer, more of a pale ale. I didn't really like it all that much. So I wanted to alter it, try to make it something, our own. Not that last year's wasn't. It's just something nice. So what we did with this is we took, similar with the other beers we've done, this time through we took 5,000 candy canes from Amazon. We took them, we put them into the boil with no liquid on top of it, boiled them up, liquefied them. After we liquefied them, we took from the mash, poured the stout on top of it.
Didn't even mix it.
Didn't even mix it, actually.
Wow.
Yeah. Boiled it up, got it going, hopped it lightly, transferred it to the fermenter, and that was it. I mean, malts in this, a lot of chocolate malts, a little bit of roasted barley, a little bit of carafa, heavy chocolate wheat, which is one of my favorite malts. And here we go, we have our holiday classic beer right here.
As it sits and kind of just like stays on your tongue, I'm really getting, that's where the roastiness and chocolate's coming out. But I mean, it reminds me of Christmas Eve. Every year we did fireball shots before Christmas Eve service. And then,
you got to, that's the only way to get through it.
We would go to Christmas Eve service and eat candy canes as we're sitting there, and cause we don't want anybody to smell our breath, so our breath smells just like Fireball. You know Fireball too. It's not, oh, it's cinnamon candy? No, it's Fireball. And so, yeah, we would eat candy canes at service to make sure no one knew that
That's a hell of a Christmas memory.
Before, yeah, and this is what it's reminding me of.
It's a fun beer that is perfect Christmas Eve. I'm starting to stockpile a bunch of different beer for my sister to fly home. She's going to try. This is on the list for sure.
We package it up, 4-pack, we charge $10. The whole goal here with this is we want you to share this Christmas Eve or Christmas Day with your family and talk about it. Yeah. Right? It's a deal. $10 for a 4-pack is pretty good for a 9% stout. We've got Big Bad Leather Daddy, Open Wide, and Big Bad Leather Daddy Take Care. Both of these beers will be releasing. They're smoked Russian Imperial Stouts. They're our Christmas beer we've been doing now since 2014. One of them is coconut, the other one's regular. So 2 different beers releasing as well. I would love to crack one of these open with you guys. This beer is very special to me. It's a beer we've been brewing since 2014. We created the recipe. It's a smoked Russian Imperial Stout. It's not for everybody. It's not for haze boys that only drink New England style IPAs. It's not for crispy boys. It's a special heavy, heavy beer for the guys that like something a little thick. I really love this style of beer, a smoked beer. They're not done often. There's a style called Rausch, which a lot of people have during the summer and early September. They're for barbecues, stuff like that. It's an acquired taste. Not many people like smoked beer. Same thing with peated whiskeys. Peated Scotch. A lot of people don't like it. I do. I like the smoke, so I created a stout that's heavy on the smoke. You can taste the mouthfeel. It's super thick. You can smell the smoke.
I've never tasted anything like that. I've had somewhat smoky beer. This is the deepest I've tasted.
It's like sweet and savory.
We have beers that we don't take seriously, right? Something like this. We don't take it seriously, but it's still a beer, and we like to pump out things for people to have a conversation about. And then there's this. This is I would rate this as pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
Like
This is pretty fucking good.
and it's two style of a smoked stout. Okay? Yes, it is double. It is 16%, but this is something as well. You want to wait for a winter's night. Maybe like a winter's night that we had last night or the night before when snow was falling. Maybe in January. Maybe Christmas Eve. But this is something you want to save. And all the Leather Daddies are ageable. Like you can take this bottle, wait next year, drink it at Christmas, pick up your Leather Daddy next year at that time.
This is right in line with what I would call a celebratory beer. You break open one of these when on New Year's, on Christmas, when you're really like enjoying the day.
This might be one of my favorite beers I've ever had.
Thank you.
You can tell that you guys care about this beer. That's for sure. This is unreal.
Again, Candy Cane Clouds, please buy it up before Christmas Eve. We'll be open 11 to 2 on Christmas Eve. So if you're free, come on down.
Zach, thank you.
Thank you
so
guys.
much.
I appreciate
Big
it.
pleasure. Love the
Always
show.
love it. Yeah.
Thank you. I love your brewery. I love this place.
We love you guys.
During the holiday season, one of the best desserts is apple pie. For the next stop, Erik and Cam head back to a familiar place to try a beer made to taste just like the classic dessert.
Marty,
Good morning.
it has been way too long. It's good to see you.
Good to have you guys back.
Yeah, I'm glad we're doing our little home for the holiday special here, and we're back at home. I mean, even for you, back at home.
Yeah.
Because things have changed since we did our episode. So what's been going on with you?
We closed on a new production facility in Bath, New York, so that'll help us grow the brewery itself. It also gives us 4 acres of outdoor space.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that'll be a really cool part of the new production facility.
It's going to be unbelievable come next spring, summer, fall. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, it's a great location. It's right downtown Bath, so whichever direction you're going to get off the highway to head up to Keuka Lake, you drive within a couple blocks of the new production facility.
Tree Tar.
Yeah.
This is a holiday release tree. So yeah, tell us a little bit about this.
So it's a Graff. So it's a half cider, half beer hybrid. This year we got our cider from Victor Apple Farm up in Victor. So it worked out well. It's our newest tap room is up in Victor, so we kind of keeping it local up there as well, and keeping at least the juices coming from New York State. I think it came out really well. You can really taste the cider in it, as opposed to just using apple juice. And then we added apple pie spice to kind of really give it kind of the winter feel, apple pie flavor.
Yeah, actually, I'm getting a lot of that apple with this, and it's cool because you say cider, but I'm really getting a lot of that beer coming through at the end, especially like when it finishes there, you're getting mostly beer. So you're saying cider, but to the beer fan who isn't, a big cider guy, he's going to be
Sketchy,
like,
yeah. No, it's a nice hybrid because it is in between the two. It's not all one or the other. And like I said, it's not just fermented apple juice. I really can taste the brown crushed raw cider that's in there that really comes through.
What's nice about it too is because you have that hybrid mix, you get the real genuine tart that you would get biting into a nice crisp apple, but then it finishes almost pie-like the spices you're gonna get with your traditional Christmas apple pie. Yep. It's very, very well balanced.
So the name, where did you come up with the name here? And
So Tree Tar, we keep a running list of that's a cool beer name and write it down. So at my phone I have 100 names, or we're just a phrase that somebody said or a cool word. Yeah. So Tree Tar means a second refill or a 3-fill.
I like that.
It's Finnish, it's Finnish, so that's where it comes from, that language. So it's one of those things you hear like, oh, that's a cool name. We got to put that down, and someday we'll use that.
Waiting to break it out.
Yeah, exactly. So with it being a cider, tree tar, and it being so crushable, it all came together to use that name.
What do you think of it?
I like it.
Came out good?
It turned out well. I wanted a little more spice. We'll work on that next year. But it's like I said, it's very crushable. It's easy to drink.
Oh, yeah.
It's low alcohol, and it's not cloying. It finished nice and dry, so it goes down really well.
I like the real fresh apple taste you're getting with it, and I feel like this is something I want to eat with my Christmas dinner. You know, when the family's all over the table, I want to have a glass of this with my meal because this feels perfect. Because you know, I don't know, I can't go with a standard beer with dinner. It never really worked well for me. I guess if you're doing beer and wings, it always worked out. But when you're doing food pairing and you're looking for something, this is something that will go great with your ham. You know, I had turkey with dinner, but I always argue with Mom, like, please make a turkey for me.
It's very cool that you're inviting people who maybe don't drink beer as well to try something too. They hear, oh, there's cider in it. Yeah. Very cool. I'll give that a shot.
Well, cheers. Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Thanks for coming out. Yeah, happy holidays.
Thank you for taking the drive back down here.
With a new story comes a new chapter as Erik and Kim travel to a place unfamiliar to them. The reward for their journey? Not one, but 2 new brews.
So Charlie, thanks for having us first of all. We're excited. We got 2 different Christmas beers to try for this episode. What are we starting with?
Santa's Secret Sauce. It's a peppermint chocolate stout.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Immediately to the nose, you're getting that peppermint. Oh, wow. A little bit more subtle with the peppermint on this one, and I'm definitely getting that chocolate though too, especially at the finish on this one. It almost reminds me of like one of those like pieces of chocolate that's got the peppermint bits in it.
Chocolate bark almost,
yeah,
something like
bark,
that. Yeah. It's a lot more subtle in the peppermint, which I like. It's a little more tame, but as soon as you first get it in the mouth, you get the chocolate rush right away. Then you get almost a candy cane at the end. That's really cool.
We brewed it. I brewed it last year, and it was a little more peppermint than what I wanted, so I backed it down a little bit this year. And I like the way it came out now. You know, I think it's a real well-rounded, balanced beer.
Once again, remind me of Christmas Eve, where I'm just, you know, that's when we eat the most candy canes on Christmas Eve. Absolutely. And especially when you're having like those little goodies on Christmas Day as well, like something that's just nice to, reminds me of childhood, you know, just thinking about, as I still go on with life, I still continue to have those little traditions of the goodies on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, and just, you know, hanging out with your family. It's one of those kind of beers that this screams Christmas. Yeah, this screams Christmas.
It's a nostalgic beer. Yeah. It really is. It makes you think about when you were a kid, and now as an adult you can still get those feelings
drunk
from
off
a
of
beer.
Thinking about when you were a kid. The whole point is not get drunk off craft beer. I tell you that. It's about what you can do with it, but
it's just a perk.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I brewed it with fresh mint and then conditioned it on peppermint extract.
This is the perfect month for a peppermint beer, and to have something like this is delicious.
Yeah, you got some Christmas Day football. Sit and enjoy a couple of these during that game. Hell yeah.
All right, and we also got one more here, Drunken Gingerbread Man.
Yeah, Drunken Gingerbread Man. I brewed it with molasses and brown sugar, put that in the boil, and then I did a vodka infusion with the spices. And I just put up the clove, freshly grated ginger, vanilla extract, cinnamon, and nutmeg right in the vodka and let it sit for a week. Then I just took that and just dumped it right in there. I think it was 4 to 5 days, and then transferred it into the bright tank.
It changes the game.
Yeah,
man.
really.
It changes. I don't know anybody else doing things like
That's
that.
the most unique approach.
Your holiday spices finishes with this beer kind of rounds out at the end there with the spices.
The longer you let it sit on your tongue, the more authentic gingerbread taste you're getting. Like as you were talking, I had let it sit for maybe 30 seconds. It's just pure gingerbread cookie. Right. That's all I'm getting. It's incredible.
That came from the freshly grated ginger, using fresh ginger. I was actually, we were sitting at home and I was like, you know, I'd like to do a gingerbread beer. I mean, I would really like to drink a gingerbread cookie beer. And I do the pumpkin beer, I put the spices in the boil, and I was like, I want the spices really more dominant in this, so I want you to taste it. And what better way than spirits? You know, vodka brings it out, and vodka has less of a taste than any other spirits, really, so you don't taste the vodka as much in the beer as you would using something else, you know.
I feel like you get a lot of October beers, a lot of pumpkin beers. I feel like Christmas beers, especially gingerbread, they're a lot harder to come by. A lot of people maybe are a little more hesitant to make them.
And what I feel like is, of all cookies that you want to do a beer with, gingerbread feels perfect for that. It does. It is the perfect cookie to throw that in, those flavors into a beer. It just seems like it would work, and it does. It does. It works perfect. This is delicious.
What made you think about using the vodka?
Just because it's not, the taste is not very predominant. You won't get it in the beer. Because normally when you put spirits if you do something like that, and depending on what spirit you use, you're going to taste that in the beer. I didn't necessarily want that in the beer. I wanted to be able to taste the gingerbread and the spices in it, you know. So I knew the vodka was, when I do a lot of when I cocoa nibs and stuff like that, I soak in vodka, let it sanitize, and then put them in, and you don't really taste the vodka. So
Lost everybody behind us, but everybody was here. I mean, people were leaving with growlers of this and Santa Street sauce, so it's great to see. Which, I mean, of course I say there were people behind us, not as we're doing this for the Christmas episode, but you'll see in the episode coming up from Bullthistle. I appreciate you having us here. And so February, we'll have an episode from Bullthistle. But, I mean, right now, this is a Christmas spot. I want to be here for the 2 beers. I'm glad you embraced that, too. You embraced the haze, which you'll find out about that later in a couple months, our episode here. But and also embracing Christmas, I'm glad that there's 2. Thank you so much. I would say cheers, but, I mean, I'm all empty. So I'll grab some more.
Our next stop will be only a treat for Erik. Just like Rudolph in the reindeer games, Cam can't join in on the fun.
Dave, good to see you again. Thank you for being a part of our holiday special here. Now, I get to try this new beer that you guys are putting out. That was out for the holidays, but Cam, you're not drinking that. I'm sorry.
Nope. It's banner time for Cam right now.
It's your own fault, but it's also not your fault.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, not only do I have a nice eye infection going, but now we show up for a beer I can't even drink because I have a nut allergy. It looks incredible.
Yeah, you should have known that we were coming.
You didn't even consult.
Yeah, you could have gotten a hold of us. I'm excited to try this though. So maple pecan, yeah, last course.
It would be mine.
It would. That would be yours. Yeah. So yeah, what can you tell us about this?
This beer took a while, you know, because we really wanted to nail the profile. You know, it's got a complex malt bill with a long boil, helped develop those sugars with additions of vanilla, with maple syrup, you know, all natural. And we actually recirculated the beer on 130 pounds of freshly roasted pecans and just sat there. And so to get that nuttiness, you know, right in there, and, you know, so it just pops you right in the face. I think it came out great. We're really happy with it.
As much as I can't eat this, but every year my mom makes candied pecans. It's one of the best smells in the world. And that smells like a beer I might want to risk it all for. Wow.
It'd be worth risking it all for. Wow. Wow.
For 10%, I think it hides the alcohol pretty well, you know.
I wouldn't be able to tell. I would say, even though I'm spitting and already slurring my words. No. At 10%, man, that dangerous one. Nice beer as you're sipping there, sipping the beer, and you're waiting for Santa on Christmas Eve, watching this on Christmas Eve. Yeah. But even still, I mean, like, this is gonna go perfect too. Like right after you're done with your dinner on Christmas Day, I'm like, I want to have one of these afterwards, maybe with my pie. Yeah. But yeah, you're really getting that. The maple comes through really nicely, which is. I always look for that. Whenever I'm very critical about maple beers. Yep. You say maple on it, I'm looking for that maple. And you're tasting it right away with that, and I love that because I'm everyone likes pumpkin, I like pumpkin during like October, November, but I always am reaching for maple flavors too. And I mean, pecan pie, that's right up there. That's classic. That goes throughout the whole holiday season.
I'm a big maple fan too, and I mean, I grew up, you know, with my father, and we'd make our own, you know, maple syrup, you know, tap our trees, and, you know, I mean, so I want a nice maple flavor in there, you know, and I want it to pop.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's nutty too, kind of on the finish with that, and it's just, I mean, you could not tell us 10%. You cannot tell us it's 10%.
And for such a big beer too, and for a sweet profile, it finishes dry. You know, so it doesn't coat your mouth, you know, with all that sugaries, you know, all the sugars that, you know, so many of them do. So I could drink a good amount of this, you know, which I love.
We're at the factory, which we talked about in our episode when we were here back at episode 4. We're at 24 for this episode, 20 episodes later. It's crazy that we've come this far, I feel like, for us. And even you guys have expanded. This place is unbelievable. And like we said, we talked about it with Chris. He was telling us how awesome it is. And then finally seeing the facility you got also in your production zone, and I mean 2 floors, the patio, this place is unbelievable.
It lives up to the hype.
Yeah, I mean, how has this been for you? I mean, you're the head brewer. You get all this to play with.
It's a dream come true. You know, I mean, I've loved beer my entire life, you know, and the fact that I get to make beer for a living is amazing. And I appreciate my job here. I love my job here. And like you said, they did, you know, Chris and Brendan and Chuck, you know, the owners, they did an amazing job putting this place together. And it's a beautiful facility, and that's it. I'm a kid in the... candy shop. I mean, it's amazing. Love it.
It's the adult candy shop.
Yes, 100%.
That's what it is. This is perfect.
Yeah.
I love this beer. I love this place. Dave, great to see you again.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Yeah,
pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Our story comes to an end at the same place Erik and Cam's journey originally began. There, they'll try a beer fit for the holiday cheermeister.
Nick, for the millionth time, we love coming here. We love hanging out. This is super special because I got to make the label, man. I can't believe it. And I got to name it. Thank you for letting me do that.
Of course. Well, thanks for reaching out with the idea. I think it's great for the holidays, obviously, to do some sort of gingerbread pastry stout, but it was great for you to bring that idea up, and obviously we welcome help with the labels as well. So thank you.
This has been awesome, and I said gingerbread stout, and then you went with it. You're like, yeah, and then we saw the video of Nick throwing gingerbread houses straight into the boil. So I'm so excited to try this. So yeah, holiday hoopy wuddy.
Holiday hoopy wuddy.
I haven't tried it yet, so should we just taste it first and then go from there? Or
Yeah,
let's
dive
go.
in.
Cheers, yo! Let's get cheers in here, guys.
Cheers.
It's Christmas Eve as we record this.
That smells legit.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Nailed it.
Hey, you're getting like the perfect spices too that come with like that gingerbread cookie. Yeah. This reminds me, right? We talked about it. We had another gingerbread beer at Bullthistle, which early in the show you guys saw it. But I mean, I'm getting straight up gingerbread house, gingerbread cookie vibes from this too. So yeah, tell me about the beer.
Yeah, so it's a very lightly hopped-based beer of a stout, but we added a lot of lactose. As you saw, we added actual gingerbreads to it, or gingerbread houses to it, and then we added some flavoring after the fact as well. So nice sweetness to it. Should be a full mouthfeel. Lots of oats in it as well to add that mouthfeel. So nice full mouthfeel, bit of sweetness, not too much bitterness, but a lot, as you said, a lot of that gingerbread, cinnamon, vanilla flavor to it, for sure.
I saw, I was thinking there was the frosting on the house going into it. And it does. It kind of ends really smoothly, a little bit creamy at the end, but you're getting the spices of the ginger from the gingerbread right up front with this.
Yeah,
I love it. Wow.
And a lot of nose to it too. You can't miss it when that.
Honestly, as I'm drinking this, I'm like, man, this is it. Like, I can't believe. I was like, how is the beer going to turn out? How the label? I hope it's perfect. This is perfect. This is perfect.
Glad you like it. Yeah.
I would never doubt you.
Well,
I would never doubt you. I gotta make that one clear.
We were canning it today, and the whole place smelled like Christmas. So you could tell that's exactly what we were canning.
This is Christmas in here. I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You got everything decorated from the tanks to the pole here. I mean, this is beautiful in here.
Obviously, the label it's pretty good. That's a pretty good label.
Thank you.
I would say it's great.
All right. Well,
Just saying. Hey, hats off.
Wow.
But
Some people are nicer than others.
the beer itself too is gorgeous. It's a really good looking beer, and the taste is, like you said, you get all the upfront gingerbread, but then it sits, and you almost do pick up a little bit of the frosting that you would decorate with. It's as authentic, I feel like, as you're gonna get when it comes to putting gingerbread and trying to create a beer out of it. Absolutely. Well done.
I've seen dumping houses, everything into beer. How often are you just saying, I'm gonna just put that gingerbread house in there, making beers that are like that? Because people will just throw in cereal, candy.
We haven't done it a ton until, we mostly do it around the holidays. So we did another pastry stout. We did a white raspberry, white chocolate stout, and we added white chocolate to that one too during the boil. We made a joke about it, about the beer purity law, and we would do a post and say, hey, is this part of the beer purity law? Obviously not. But we think that it adds a little fun element to it and can definitely add some flavor to the beers as well.
I love seeing things like that. It's just like people will come in and they'll taste this and be like, oh man, this is really good. This tastes like gingerbread. And they're like, well, I threw literal gingerbread into the
gingerbread.
beer.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, really? How did you make it? I threw gingerbread into the brew.
Exactly.
It's always cool to see that.
What are your thoughts on it? How do you think it came out?
I'm happy that it came out. We're relatively new to pastry stouts, but we're taking each one and trying to be innovative with each one as it goes. And like you said, throwing the actual gingerbread in the beer, that was brand new to us, but we thought it would be fun and could produce a good beer. And so, yeah, I'm happy with how this turned out.
Do it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nick, beer's perfect. Thank you so much I love that we were able to do something here, and
thank you guys.
Happy holidays, and thank you guys for checking this out. This has been great.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you guys.
Happy holidays.
Take care, guys.
Perfect way to end the episode.
Oh yeah.
And that concludes our story of what's on tap this holiday season. Well, what do you guys think?
It was all right.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You want to go watch Christmas Vacation again?
For the 15th time?
Or Grinch for the 10th?
Yeah, it works.
All right.
So that wraps up the holiday special for What's on Tap. Thank you to my brother here for reading us the story, and thank you to all the breweries who were part of the making of this special.
Yeah, this was a really fun time. Great to be back locally for most of these. Check out a new spot and all really good festive beers. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page, like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere you can, so you can see where our journey takes us next on What's on Tap. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.